At one time, it's cry, I want to cry, but I can't cry. I can't get the tears to come out.
Union Island, for some people, well, most of the community, it's very rough.
Boneless man.
What the?
The government has not done anything in order to help the people.
We have to pray very hard because it will be a real problem in this island if we have a bad dry season.
It's a new year and perhaps a new start for some, but for a number of people on Union Island, life remains a challenge exactly 6 months after the Category 4 Hurricane Beryl ravaged the Southern Grenadines.
There's a lot of change, I could tell you, in terms of the cleanup. After Beryl passed, there was nowhere that you could have passed on the road. And there was so much galvanized all over that it was like if a bomb hit the island. 6 months after, all of that has been cleaned up, thanks to Mr. Ian Wace of Canawan. He really was able to bring in teams, and also he paid for some of the teams that were here on the island to do the cleanup.
Very hectic, a lot of work, you know, cleaning up the place and things, stuff like that. Yeah, so right now it's kind of getting a little more balance, I should say. But it still have a lot of work to do,
When you say balance, what do you mean?
Well, it didn't have much, you know, the place ain't full of debris like how it was before, because I was here when the storm hit. The whole place was like trash, so we had a lot of work to do.
Well, my house is damaged. Part of it is broken down. The roof is up. The house is broken down. And well, at least upstairs, everything upstairs is, I don't know how I get out of the house. But the house is empty, actually, especially the bedrooms.
And have you been able to repair it since?
Not yet, because there's plenty of work to be done. Because the house actually burst in two. Because they had an earthquake as well, along with Beryl. I wouldn't like to experience anything like that in my life again.
How are things now and how have things been over the last 6 months?
Well, there's a guy by the name of Mr. Weiss from Canawan. And he came in to assist the people of the Grenadines, Canawan, Mayo, and Union Island. You understand? Right now, the government hasn't done anything, as far as I know, because I'm living here, and I know everything that is taking place. The government has not done anything in order to help the people. This guy, Mr. Weiss, he's who helping rebuilding the roofs. He helping to do whatever he could do. That was going on for the past couple of months, since after Beryl. It have people who want to talk, they're afraid to come out and say what they have to say. The government has not done anything, as far as I know. They're afraid to come out and talk.
But why though? Why do you think that's the case?
I don't know, to be honest. But you have who will come out and talk, and you have who will keep silent, although they see things is wrong. But you come out and speak, you get victimized. You understand? That is what's going on. And getting victimized is something that I don't care about. Because what is going on, I don't like personnel.
I am cleaning some semas because these are the purple ones and there is sometimes sand and little shells and you have to get them out and rinse them again. You dry them and you give them another wash because they have a lot of salt in them. So you have to give them a little wash again to get out some of the excess salt.
Is this your main source of income?
Well, for now, yeah, it's my main source of income. It's been a while now I've been doing this.
You're here with who I presume to be a family. Are these your kids and
Yes.
your wife?
5 kids and 1 woman.
You're originally from Union Island, and you said that you're going back to St. Vincent.
Yes, right now is motion sickness time.
What do
We
you mean?
always traveling, we always moving up and down. We house partly inside, and it didn't have no living area, inside wet, and one of the wall lean so, and it has some cracks in the middle of the house and we have no window. So, my smallest daughter does always get sick and had to be in the hospital for long. And that has been a different sacrifice after we can't live home already. So.
Where in St. Vincent are you staying?
Edinburgh.
Are you staying in like a private home or government
Private home.
accommodation?
Yeah, man. I got to give thanks to the Prime Minister. He said we are very nice. Yeah.
And
Thanks.
the last 6 months being back and forth between Union Island and St. Vincent, what has that been like?
Wow. Well, them children, you know, not really for me. I am more dependent on my children. And if you notice, we lose everything. What they have on right now is we bury left back and them thing they don't beat out already through the storm. And them they was kind of been using from before. So we're joking and tooting right now. We're just trying to, you know, make ends meet with everything.
And what about their education? Where are they going to school?
Well, the biggest boy they in secondary and the girl. So them going to school in Annesville.
In Annesville. And what about the younger ones?
The younger ones, Annesville too.
House blow away. Right now, I'm begging a lodging by somebody. And, you know, the government ain't helping us. A lot of us ain't getting a house. My family separated from me. My child in St. Vincent. Me have to do in Union because I down here live walking, you know.
Beryl, well, it changed everybody's life, you know. For the past 3 months before Beryl, it's been tough, you understand? You have all kind of mosquito, you have rats, you have this, you have bees, you understand?
You said before burial?
Yeah, no, after Beryl.
After burial.
After Beryl, you understand?
And then now it's 6 months?
6 months, well, the roof is back on and everything, but the mindset is not here. You understand?
Can you explain?
Well, I'm here, but I'm not here because since after Beryl, it's cleaning, mopping, cleaning, mopping. You could never done start work. You understand? So that is how it is right now.
How were you able to put on? Did you pay to put your roof back on?
No, I think Mr. Weiss, who, my cousin, she's a sergeant, Carla Timms. She, well, they made some kind of agreement to put on the roof where 2 of the contractors could stay upstairs after they done do all of that for the remaining of the work season, you know, for 6 months, like that.
So are you saying that your roof was prioritized so that the building could be used to provide housing for workers?
Right, upstairs.
And this building, what was it used for before burial?
Well, we live upstairs. My mother and father live upstairs, and I conduct downstairs. Barn, lotto tickets, and sometime party and what's not, bingo and stuff like that. But since after now, I haven't do nothing.
You haven't done anything since burial?
Just trying to fix back and put things in places. You understand?
How much longer do you think you need to put things back in place?
I don't know. I don't have a time limit. I don't have a time limit. It's just a matter of time. So, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, who knows?
Well, as you see, we're still struggling. They don't reach to where we want us yet. We're still struggling, right? As far as you can see, everybody's struggling.
But are we making progress?
Slowly. I wouldn't say we ain't making progress, but we're making progress slowly, right? You can look at me. Since after burial, I still there, can't go in there.
But the roof was repaired, so that's...
Yeah, the roof was okay. But just the windows and doors and all the insides mash up. Bed, furnitures, kitchen, cupboards, everything gone.
When you look especially at Clifton, Ashton, well, Ashton faring a little more, is faring better. Clifton is very hard, especially when it rains. It's difficult because 6 months after burial, and you still have the amount of people without roof. And when it rains, you see like it's set up over there now. I am sure that most people are fearing that the rain doesn't come hard enough, that heavy, so that their whole lives are, interrupted because of the terrible conditions in which they are living. We would have hoped that things would have progressed. We would have been far more advanced than it is at this stage, but unfortunately, it isn't, because when you have some contractors telling you that they have put on the roofs, work on about a number of houses, maybe 7, 8, 5, this, that, or whatever, and still they only get payment for like 1 or 2. There are people who are working with them who also have families who are depending on the little jobs that they are getting. So even the contractors are suffering for pay. The people are suffering to get their houses fixed.
With the rebuilding, we are now seeing things moving a little faster. At first it was very slow. There were reasons for that. I believe that materials was one. I believe that workmen was the other. And also, I think the focus was on some of the government buildings and so on. Now that has been done and few places to accommodate more skilled workmen are finished, I think we would see a lot more happening, because now they have place for the skilled men to come in and stay, and it should move faster. I know that the work has been divided between Ashton and Clifton. There are other communities, but they just use Ashton and Clifton. And so one team is focused on Ashton areas, and the other team is focused on Clifton areas. I know government, I believe, is focused more on Clifton. Mr. Wace's team is focused on Ashton. So as to say which one is moving faster, I prefer to stay out of that.
Well, since you raised it, I'm going to ask you, which one is moving faster?
Well, it may seem that Ashton may be moving faster, but you have other organizations coming in and helping in Ashton. They had the Romanians, we had the Seventh-day Adventists, and so forth. So you see a lot more happening in Ashton versus Clifton.
My home is for demolition.
Oh, for demolition, it's that
Yes.
badly damaged. Is it this house? This?
No.
Oh, it's around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So demolition. And has the government said when the construction work on your house might begin?
No.
No.
No information and nothing. But
So
hopefully next year.
So how often do you come back? How often do you move between St. Vincent and Union Island?
Every couple of weeks or so, like when we food run down low, because we have food in the bag and thing for toilet and cleaning the home where we live in Vin City. So, like every 3 weeks or so.
I'm particularly concerned for the poor and the vulnerable. There are definitely some people who cannot put back on their house roof because they don't have the means to do so. You have others who bought the materials. I mean, I could show you a couple of houses of people who bought the materials. All they're looking for is the labor to put on the houses, because they have the roof. They have children who are overseas and who work in and who bought the materials, and still 6 months to now they're in the same position, much as for some people who are not given the who don't have the means to put it on.
House blew away. Right now I'm begging a lodging by somebody. And you know, the government ain't helping us. A lot of us ain't getting a house. My family separated from me. My child in St. Vincent. Me have to do in Union because I down here live walking, you know.
What kind of work do you do?
Plumbing. I do plumbing.
But I see you doing some vending. Is this like a side
No,
hustle?
this is my friend bar. When he's not around, I just help him out. He make a rounds, you know.
You said the government is not helping. What exactly do you mean?
Yeah, because so long I apply for some material and stuff, nobody call me, I go in. They say they ain't reach them stage yet, and I see other people getting stuff, so it's one set of people getting help inside this island here. You know? So, me and my friend here, me there by my friend Jonah. He will give me a lodging. I used to stay by my brother in Jackson too.
Well, I ain't cutting about. I also beg an allergen too. I think a friend of mine. I also beg an allergen too. I'm actually at a friend place begging an allergen in his downstairs. There is a building. It, it it didn't really finish yet, but the downstairs is good enough to at least house like 2-3 persons. So yeah, I'm there begging an allergen. My girlfriend with our 4 months youth is in St. Vincent at a shelter. My 7-year-old youth man is down here with his mother down here still. She also is not getting enough help because, well, she was renting and the place that she was renting blown away still, so she had to also beg a largent too.
They say union people don't like to work, but that's a lie. That's a facade, man. We work hard, bro. But I think something is going on. They're mixing up the politics with the work and the Grenadines. They're mixing up too much of bullshit in their affairs. So the programs them is not running properly.
Can you explain what you mean?
Yeah, for instance, like everybody get affected, everybody need to get stuff and something, but the thing going like politics favor, some gain, some in gain, some going with it. All the crazy stuff, man. It's too much for me to talk about, bro.
What is taking place is politics.
What do you mean?
Well, politics is preaching all along the line. All along the line in the Grenadines. The Grenadines is not for this government. There's a difference between NDP and ULP.
But you're speaking a historical fact that the Grenadines has not supported Labour generally.
Right.
But one would think that in a circumstance like this, it's an opportunity for the government to show.
This is what I'm saying. This is the time they should get up and get in order to gain support. And they're not doing this. Because I've been preaching this every day.
But you spoke of Mr. Ian Weiss as the one who's doing the work.
Yeah.
The government would probably say that, they're the one who facilitated the assistance from Mr. Weiss. How do you
Not
respond
that I
to
know of. Because everybody on the ground here is Mr. Weiss. You understand? You bring people from Kenton, trucks to clean up Union Island. Barges come from Trinidad taking the galvanized and the debris and take them away.
A little bit about the economy. Is the economy of Union Island beginning to pick back up? I know tourism, you're tourism dependent, fisheries.
Well, I will tell you, when I talk, I don't want to talk only for Union. But when you look across Myro, South Twister Bay, the main harbour, you look at Canoan, you see a number of these power yachts and all this thing down at Chatham in Union Island. Things are picking up. But the point is, if we don't help the business people to get back on track, that's the same thing I was telling you just now about the boat boys, about the other people, the fishermen who will sell fish and conchs and all of this for their livelihood. If we don't help the business people, then we have a problem. The economy would not get back on track as quickly as it should. So we have to look into all of that. We must help the people to get on track.
I live on the sea. I lose my boat, I just had about 10 newborn fish but are now built. I ain't put them in the sea yet. Barely walk at them. I roll away, I pay over $800 something, so I'm now cutting some fish but set out to make a living.
So you're a fisherman?
Yeah. My boat gone, all my fish but gone. Good thing I have a piece of while I leave back, I might be able to make a couple. But then I have to use somebody's boat now.
And the government has announced some assistance for farmers and fishers. Have you registered for that assistance?
Well, just a while ago, I got a phone call concerning that. I give them the information, what they need. So whether late or soon, some assistance will be issued.
But so far you have not received any assistance?
Not as yet. You have people leaving the mainland and come down here and getting assistance and go back up, which is not right. It is not right. They have a ferry traveling from St. Vincent to the Grenadines. This ferry is more benefit to Vincentian than your Knights. Because the ferry leaving from St. Vincent come down. When they come down, you're coming down full of people from the mainland. And they're coming down here and take things and go back up.
Things like what?
Like food stuff and different things that they have down here. People cannot buy in St. Vincent. Boxes, food stuff and all different sort of things.
Have you seen this for yourself?
Yes, myself and my 2 eyes. Mattress, I see mattress went and board. One of the Beckway Express going back to St. Vincent that issue down here.
I have several businesses, of which all are damaged. And so I have to now try to see what little resource I have to focus on what can help to bring me back, to a level where I'm able to create some income for my family. So that is a very expensive exercise. Some of my businesses were insured, others were not. I own with my family a small mini mall that has been damaged. We're still trying to get that repaired. It's going to take roughly about close to $150,000 to repair it. So that's yet to be done. The hold up on that is workmen. A lot of the workmen on the island are focused on houses. To get those to help with the business, that's a tall order. So we're hoping that this coming year we'll have somebody come in to assist us from St. Vincent. So
Do
to do that.
you have any businesses that are directly involved or benefit significantly from the tourism industry, which is the main, tourism and fishing are the main planks of the economy here?
Yes, I have a tour business, of which I have collaborated with the Environmental Alliance to do tours. And so that has been impacted a whole lot. We're not seeing tourists here as we should be at this time of year. Very few may come in. We have done a few tours.
And just for context, this is the heart of the cruise tourism season.
That's
and
correct.
The yachting season also.
That's correct, the yachting season. At this particular time, it's actually the peak of our tourism season, where you would find roughly about close to 100 yachts within our waters here. And when I say our waters, close to Union Island. You'd see a lot of them shopping. You'd see a lot of them taking advantage of our services and sightseeing. But that's not so right now. In fact, yesterday I was supposed to take someone on a tour, someone who's not so famous but is known. Unfortunately, he didn't come to the shore. He passed and went to the Tobago Keys. So that didn't happen. And, sad.
Well, I sell to the local market in St. Vincent, and during COVID, we used to have a lot of shipment going overseas. And after Beryl, it's been so hard to get some sea mass. Some months after, you couldn't even see sea mass in the water. I dived from down Campbell, came all the way up here, and just about maybe 1 pound of sea mass I managed to get. But it's the pieces now I start picking up and growing, so you get bigger crop now. So, yeah.
So you don't, as it were, farm the sea?
I farm sea mass. I had about 3 farms in different areas of Ashton. But right now, I try tying back some of the sea mass and some of the rope, because all the ropes are tangled and get this. Some of them are washed up on the shore, and they're no more useful to do sea mass anymore. You have to get fresh rope. Yeah. But they gave farmers a little change for the Christmas, so I'm going to use some of it to get some rope and materials to farm back some sea mass.
Well, I was doing odd jobs in Union Island here. I was working with a man, then I decided to leave him out, then start doing odd jobs, and odd jobs slowed down because of the burial thing. So I start working with the roofman and them, and then my woman and them, they in Vinci, and my children, they in Vinci. So when I walk in, my appetite big. I was hungry. I was hungry, so I sacrifice it, and I say, I save enough to, battle a storm, So I go battle this storm with whatever we save and whatever family members help with, Because I was hungry too much in Union to the working man. As a big man too,
What do you mean? You mean the portions that they're giving is small?
Well, true, because I doing odd jobs, and I was working in the road with them, but then the portion of food small, even though anywhere you go in Union, the portion of food small, because there always a more man anyway. So it's not like a man want a belly full, but you want it to good when you're working.
Because you're doing manual work,
yes,
especially.
You want it to good when you're working.
The last time they said they was passing out some money, they came, I even signed up after Beryl, because I had a group of people who came down, was doing an interview, and I signed up. Up to now, I haven't received no money from that. And I had people who don't have a house, you understand? Them collecting money. So I want to know what's the problem there concerning that issue. And even my name and all, they have me down as Rodwell Stewart. My name is Rodney Stewart. I'm 54. But when I go and check there now, they're telling me no, my ID number different from this ID number. But it's 54 Rodwell Stewart. My father is 79 years old, so it cannot be him.
So you didn't receive the payment?
No, we didn't receive no payment. My mother didn't receive no payment. My father didn't receive no payment. Nothing. So I don't know what the issue is that. No money.
In terms of balancing things there, I mean, it's important to get the economy going.
Yes.
But also, there are so many other factors. They're not places for people to stay. They're not even homes for people to live in.
Yes.
Businesses are damaged. How do you see these well, they're not going to resolve themselves, but how do you see us as a people, as a country, and our government resolving these issues?
I'm glad that you asked. But my background is in economics. And of course, we need to have money circulating here to help us coming out of this situation. Now, yes, we have received a lot of help from elsewhere. Now, you have persons who may be getting assistance from government. Those monies that they get, they are unable to buy on this island as they would want to, because the businesses are damaged. And so they may have to go to St. Vincent to do shopping. Again, getting to St. Vincent is another challenge. When you get to St. Vincent, you have to overnight, which you may have to stay somewhere, so that little money that you would have collected, it goes into accommodation, and by the time you start buying a few things for your home, money is used up. So we have to look at key things for this island in order for us to have this economy going once more. We have to assist the financial institutions that were based on Union Island. They haven't been able to set up shop as yet because they were renting from landlords. And so those landlords haven't been able to restore those buildings as yet, so they can't set up. You have the businesses themselves, the supermarkets, the boutiques, the few shops. They haven't been able to restore themselves, so be able to offer goods and services to the people in the community. And so with those same stores that haven't been able to open, they have employees. They haven't been able to bring those employees back in, so it's a whole list of things that we still need to do to make sure that things happen. And then by having those services and those businesses restored, then now we can attract the tourists who would now come in and bring that foreign income to assist us even further. So those are some of the dynamics, those are some of the things that we really need to get going for this coming year.
Yeah, and I am better known as the boneless man.
Why do they call you that?
They call me the boneless man because I'm actually an entertainer also. So you go outside, man.
Okay.
We properly could edit some right then. Let me do it right here.
Okay, cool.
So let me get a shot flick. Boneless man.
What the?
Okay.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow.
You got a lot of talent, a lot more than this, but you know.
And do you do this, like, do you do performances to entertain, like, tourists and that kind of stuff?
Yes, I used to. I was thinking about going by sandals. Somebody they sent a pitch to me, so eventually I might take my skills serious, but everything take time because my family #1 priority.
This is my herbal stuff. I have my body detox. It's to clean your colon. It's a general cleanse. Your colon, your urinary tracts, and your blood.
But how is business going? I mean,
And this one, let me just tell you about this one. This one is a liquid mineral. They call it Ormus. It's M-state mineral. Yeah, it's to rebuild your old DNA and system like that. So you drink this like a super tonic. It's very essential. If you lack of iron, if you iron deficiency, you drink the red one. They call it Ormus. It's like a super tonic.
And how is this business going? Because I know the population of Union Island is not what it used to be.
Business is kind of slow, seeing that the place don't get destroyed already, but you know, slowly trying to build back, but it's slow.
Somebody told me that the authorities wanted you guys to move these sheds from here. Is that so?
Yeah, the authority give me a lot of problems, especially the natives. They keep switching us up and moving us all about. They're telling us we can't build stuff, we cannot build back and stuff like that. But we don't have nothing else to do, so it's gonna cause a problem. That's not balanced. And I think the corporation, I should say the corporation of Southern Grenadines is mismanaging the resources and advantaging the indigenous people. And
When you say corporation, what do you mean? Is that business?
Yeah, this corporation that they call Silverson, yeah, it's a corporation. Register in America somewhere up there. I have the facts. I just don't want to say too much, but I'm a sovereign. My name's Syntax. So the corporation ain't supposed to interfere with us. We need our own little system on here. It's too much advantage. We ain't stupid. We know exactly what's going on, bro.
Do you have the resources, the money that you need to
No.
restart your business?
No. I'm basically starting back from scratch. And to the lottery, you know, I make a little money, commission. So do I use to, you know, buy back certain things inside here. My fridge is gone. No, I have no fridge. You know, so windows, need windows and all this thing down here. And no money. I have 2 children out of mine. So I don't know how to make it.
How old are your children?
15 and 16.
And of course, they're both in school still.
Yes.
Where do they go to school? In St. Vincent or here in
No,
Union?
down in Union.
Here in Union. Yes. So are you thinking maybe of approaching a financial institution, taking a loan or something like that?
Well, I might try that, see if I get a loan, but there's another thing. I have to try to pay it back, and where I get the money to pay it back too. So I will try my best. I don't know how I will make it, but I know.
You've made it this far to 6 months.
Yes, I haven't leave. Since Beryl, I haven't leave. My parents was here. My niece was here. My wife was here. All of them left the next day because they was already booked ticket to go on a vacation. So they left the next day. And I've been here since.
Can you give me a sense of what exactly is the situation at your home?
Well, I don't have a roof on my house. When it rains, water still comes in. I am living in my downstairs with my wife, and my son is there now.
How old is your son?
My son is 17. He's still in grammar school, his last year in grammar school. And he's on the mainland. So it's vacation time and he's home. And he's not in his room. He has to make shift like all of us. So we deliberately did that to make sure that he understood the conditions to experience it. And so he has adapted. Now, we may have the opportunity to repair sooner than others.
When you say opportunity, do you mean the resources?
We had help from other organizations, like for example, we have CK Graves stepping forward to assist us. So we have gotten assistance, but it's not the complete assistance, but the little that they have given will take us a far distance.
And do you have the financial resources otherwise, or even if you don't have it as in a bank somewhere, do you have collateral that you can leverage to access finances to repair your home?
No.
So you have to wait for government assistance?
I still have to wait for some assistance.
Yeah, my roof was severely damaged.
Has it been repaired as yet?
Partially, it's almost completed. I had to I bought my materials, which is lumber and everything. The lumbers in St. Vincent very expensive.
And then you had to pay to get it come here also?
I had to pay. Well, that's another story. That's the people from the community will tell you. Let me deal with it one time. There are days when it's the ferry free. Some people said, and the 3 days when they carry the stuff, they leave them on the wharf. There are 2 days free, 1 day you pay, and then they bring them the next day when they pay. I went and bought lumber from different hardwares, and they were told, I said, send it this day. No, Mr. Oliver, that's a government charter. We will send it on such and such a day. That is the day that you have to pay. So that is another thing. If you're helping people and you're helping poor people, come on. If you're bringing the materials, bring it so that people can think. My roof, so I bought materials. The materials very expensive. I went to the place at the back here where they give out good morning, give out materials and so, and I asked them for something to augment with what I had. But galvanized lumber, this, that, the majority of things I had to buy it for myself, and also had to get a contractor, pay a contractor to put on my roof.
The first thing that went is one of the door, and the next thing was the windows. But we was downstairs, so we don't know what was going on upstairs. So after the hurricane now, and I look up the road, a lot of house was gone, so I was asking, I wonder if my own went too. And one of the children is, Tanti, we see in sky. I said, what? Because I was thinking that I am safe downstairs, but never to know that the roof went. Yeah. I'm living downstairs, we put some tarpaulin, we go around and we take up ply and we put ply on the rafter, and so that it will stay a little farm and thing. So.
Just so people to get a general idea, not necessarily to get into your personal business, about how much did it cost you to repair your roof?
It isn't finished, and right now, paying the materials that I bought, I have all the bills, I have to stock it up, it's close to $80,000.
80,000?
80. Materials are very expensive in St. Vincent. Plus, they had to buy the blocks to carry back up to whatever level, to all of that, the cement, the plywood, all of that. And it's no easy feat, and then the contractor's fee to rebuild the roof. If you notice on the ground here, the electrical and so, the two electricians came down, because I have to rewire the house. They're also here to start the process of rewiring the house.
Well, a lot of people might say, well, you're a politician, you have the means, whether in cash or you can borrow it. What about other people who...
Well, to tell them the truth, I don't know if you want to put this, but I am in the process of getting a disaster loan to help me to put back my roof. Because and that's another thing we have to look at. People are saying insurance, insurance, insurance. Talk to anybody here who has insurance, and they will tell you what the insurance gives you is next to nothing to fix your house. It cannot compare, to the money that you have to spend. The insurance company ain't giving you much to deal with. So people have to take loans. I know the boat boys, some of them whose boats were damaged, the divers, the conchs, the fishermen, they told me they went to the bank in order to get a loan to fix their boat and to get engine. Just this morning I was talking to one, and he said he went to the bank to get a loan. He cannot afford a new engine, so he's buying a used one to try to get his trade up. So people are suffering all wrong. You see in the same area here, you see some tent something across there. Well, that was where the market was. You know that. They told them they can't rebuild there. There's an area of waterfront in Ashton. Someone went and tried to put back up a little hut or something to store his goods, engine and everything. They called the police broke it down because they told them they can't go back there. Even in Chatham Bay, they can't, you can't. So how are these people to earn a livelihood? Then if you're not coming and giving real talk to the people to say, this is what we're going to do. You're coming and you're talking and for 6 months and all that is happening is talking and hardly anything happening. How are the people to survive? Now you give them a card that you say that what, $600 in it, some complaining when they go, there's no money on the card. They say the card isn't activated and all of that. I don't want to get into all of that, but if we're helping people, let's help people and let the help be meaningful.
Do you mind showing us your house quickly? Come on.
Yeah, boy. It was real. I want to tell you, Beryl make you feel like when you can't say, oh God. You just have to keep quiet because it storm so powerful. Watch. Like the whole roof of Gandhi.
Aren't you afraid that somebody will take your pots and stuff?
Nah, man, they ain't gonna take pot. They might take something else. Yeah. Take a good view. You see? This is where she do me.
So these cracks didn't exist before the hurricane?
No. And that wall in front of it, lean forward. That wall there, this wall lean forward. Yeah. And my toilet thing below mash up, so my family really can't stay for too long. If you notice.
So you still come down and stay here for
yes,
a short period of time?
I still come and sleep and thing, but water and I'm jamming up right there tonight.
Oh, so you're sending your family up and you're staying?
Yeah, I stayed down. I stayed down to patch up them holes.
In the tarpaulin?
In the tarpaulin.
Otherwise, yeah, rain would be a problem.
Yeah.
But you don't have any windows and mosquitoes, I understand, a big challenge down here. How do you cope with that?
Mosquito coil and
do you have a mosquito net?
Yeah, we have nets, but you know me and man, I gotta try to tug it out somehow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you build this house for yourself or?
No, this is my girl father house, but he left it here for us and living over in a different yard.
So your roof is well and properly gone?
Yes.
Police officers are here, but let me put it in this way. Even the young lady I was talking to just now, I didn't realize she went to St. Vincent. I asked her why. She said even though her roof has been covered, the part below in the porch go over, there is no ceiling or anything there, so you could easily climb over there. So I said, why don't you move? And she said, you want what happened to the elderly lady in terms of the rape happened to me. So people are also scared of that, in that the houses are not being properly fixed. So they fear that anybody could enter at will in order to give them, to do harm. Because the lady who was raped, her roof, she had tarpaulin. I heard the tarpaulin was cut and they entered into the house. So there is also that fear factor. There are other persons in the community who will feel the same way because of security, that they are not satisfied with what has been happening. There are people who doing a lot of, some people doing a lot of thieving, looting, whatever you can say, thieving people, generators, this, that, all of that. But what has become of it? Nothing. You hardly find they catch the persons who are doing these unwanted acts. So security can be strengthened. Security can beef up. I know the policemen, they're trying their best, but we need, if it can be beefed up and you have better patrols and so, then you never know. Things will be better.
One of the things that I, as a journalist, have been trying to ascertain is how many people actually died on Union Island as a direct result of Hurricane Beryl. Do you have that information and their names even?
I don't know all the names, but it's a total of 5 persons.
5 people in Union
5 persons after Beryl just passed who had died.
You spoke about people dying of stroke and whatever. I don't know if you have any empirical evidence, but do you get a sense that more people are dying in Union Island?
Well, yes. Just 2 weeks ago, my neighbors, they live opposite each other. The first one had a stroke, which a few days after she died. And the second one, days after, she had a stroke. She is, I've heard just today, she's recovering. She's out of the hospital, thank God. But those are the things that's happening. And then a few days after, another gentleman who was in one of the shelters, I mean, he's broken. His business is no more. His home is no more. He was in a shelter of which the shelter wanted to, was a church, and that church wanted to repair the building. And so they were trying to get him to go to another shelter, him and others. And we had delayed that because to move him from one shelter to another, that didn't seem right. And so we had delayed it, and he has since passed. He suffered a stroke as well and died.
And why do you think that these strokes are directly linked to Beryl?
It could be the stress, the stress itself. There may be other factors of which we are still looking into.
I'm also sorry for the poor. I know people who are stressed. They died with the stress, trying to get a roof over their head, or trying to get them to fix up a little part of the house so they could stay. Because there's some people who are telling you they are not leaving and they want to live and live in union and live at least comfortably enough. They may not be able to put back the house as it was before, but if they get something, if it is done, then, you know.
How stressful has this been for you to be in this every day for 6 months? And
well, very stressful. Sometimes, at one time, it's cry, I want to cry, but I can't cry. I can't get the tears to come out. You understand? Just sit down and think about this. I don't know.
are you saying that you actually think that you would feel better if you were able to bring yourself to cry?
Yeah, but I didn't cry.
Have you thought of maybe seeking some professional help, like speaking to a counselor or anything like that?
Not really, no. I talked to my mother and my wife and, my father, and I have one or two friends that I talk to. But we all talk about the same thing practically every day. Whenever we get the chance, we meet up here. We talk about this. Sometimes we even laugh at certain situation, but it's not just laughing at what happened, but you're just laughing because you just can't believe what just take place. Up to this day, I still don't believe.
There's some people who might be waiting for the roofs to be put back on, and they're saying, well, at least you're better than them. You're better than us. Your roof is back on.
Well, no, because I just went on, I think last month, just finished last month. Yeah, last month. And before that, it had few people get the roof on before. And I would have said the same thing to them, but it make a difference to now.
Are you saying that when they had their roof on, you were probably thinking that way?
Yes.
But now that you get your roof on, you see it differently?
Yes.
It's not been easy without a roof on your head. And we put some tarpaulin, but sometimes when the rain comes, it shift them and they get way out, so the water keeps seeping in. And you have to shift from side to side. But for me, we're taking it easy one day at a time. But we can see that progress I'm making.
But you're still waiting for your...
I'm still waiting.
For your house to be repaired?
Yeah.
Are you happy? You say you see progress is being made. Are you happy with the progress that you're seeing so far?
So far, I'm happy with it. True, I'm really happy with it.
Have you spoken to maybe the contractors or the coordinators to get a sense of when your house would be repaired?
Well, mine will be in January. The material is there on the ground already.
Some of the people that we spoke to, they've expressed some displeasure with the pace at which things
Yeah,
are going.
some of them are. At first, it was very slow. Sometimes because we went for some galvanized to put on our roof, and then they said they have all kind of dispute. They didn't give us, and then they said a guy, Waste or what his name is, take over. So things have been moving since that guy take over. So I'm happy with the progress that is happening now than before he take over.
One of the things that is often overlooked in situations like this is the psychological impact on people.
Yes.
I know you might not be a trained mental health professional, but what sense are you getting from people?
Well, one of the things that I am is a certified counselor from university. I don't practice here, but I'm certified from university. Now, here on the island, you have a lot of folks who are still traumatized. They are a little bit frustrated because they believe that things should be moving a little faster than they are. People are not used to being in these conditions, of course, and having to be in this condition, especially now where they don't have a roof over their head and they have tarpaulins. Those tarpaulins keep ripping, and as the rain comes, it's like all over again. So a lot of folks, they're taking it hard. We expect to have more persons dying simply because they are giving up. We have several persons who would have had strokes. We believe it's because of the stress. And so we expect to see more of that. What I try to do is to try to bring hope to the people, let them know, look, there'll be a better tomorrow. We just have to work together and we will get there. It may take a little time, but we will get there together. I have neglected trying to bring my home back to where it should be, simply because I'm focused on trying to help others to get there. And so they see me not being ahead of them, and they feel that I'm still in it with them, and we're there together.
And you think that's important?
Very much so, very much so. It would be wrong of me to try to outdo others and speak from a platform where I'm better than them.
So what do you think should be done? You've highlighted a number of grievances. What do you think should be done?
In the first place, the issuing passes in St. Vincent for people to come to the Grenadines. There should be someone from Union Island there to make sure that people who are coming down here have some reason for coming down here. Sometimes when the boat come, it's full of people from the mainland. I ain't saying they can't come. This is St. Vincent just the same. What they're coming for? When they come down, they're going back up with boxes and different things. Some just come, they're spending time, they're camping out, and they're doing what they want.
You sound a little angry. Is that a correct reading of your emotions?
No, this is just normal. I ain't angry. The problem is the things that is going on, I don't like it. You have people who ain't want to say nothing. It's not that I don't care. I care a lot. But the problem is the people are not getting what they're supposed to get. A lot of people from Union Islands in St. Vincent, you put them up in hotel, guest houses. What is the sense it make? The roofs and houses need to be fixed. Things should go faster than this. It should have gone faster than this, but instead of that, everybody is not the same. There's certain things I want to say, I don't want to say it. Because you're recording me. You understand?
All right, thank you all the same for talking to me. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, myself.
First of all, they need to come down and look around and see what's really going on and try to help out the people and try to give out some material so people could at least put back on a roof over their head.
Are you saying that give you the material and you would do the work?
Yeah, well at least, yeah, because I just do tiles work and I'm young enough to at least go and help myself still, you know what I mean? I just need just a little bit of the material because I alone, you know what I mean, the money ain't really up right now to say, you know what I mean. So I have me youth to see about, I have kids to see about, so most of my money goes to my kids and them right now.
Now, one thing that we must not forget is that we are 6 months away from the next hurricane season. And even so, we are going into our dry season. That dry season is something that we are very worried about because it's another disaster that we are looking at going into that dry season.
The factor dealing with the rains and the roof and the spouting and all of that, I am also suffering that. In terms of collecting water and so, you don't have it. Even Nemo, the water that they were given by the cases, that alone, that and all has gone to minimum. Sometimes when you go, you only get one case of water, small bottled water for use. How can we survive? Gemster is a boat that normally bring water, I think twice per week or so. That is done. So you realize the situation. Yeah, we are the rainy season. We may not have the roof to collect water, so water is a problem because someone told me that the cistern, we normally collect water, rainwater from the rain, that it's dry, hardly have any water in it.
That's
so
the community system.
The community system.
But what about the systems that people have in their homes?
The water was very after Beryl, can't use. It's brown. Most people water brown, and it's very salty. You can't use it for drinking, and they wouldn't use it for cooking and all that. Is brown. You see, it has a brown hue to it, so they really cannot use it. People have to wash out the cisterns, all these water tanks and so that we have received. They should have already give those to people. May use makeshift spouting to get water in it, but it's not been given. So do we really care? When we have all these things, and we are not giving it for the use of the people? What are you holding them back for? What do you have them stored at all different positions in mainland St. Vincent, where you have people throughout the islands, Canawan, Miro, Union, that needs it. They really need the tanks. They need the care from a government. If you say you are caring, show us the care. Yes, boss. Show us the care and really take care of the needs of the people.
The purple one, we don't have to really use fresh water. You just get it from the sea and you put it to dry. And you rinse them to get rid of some of the heavy salt on it. So a little fresh water, not much, you just use a little and you get rid of the excess salt.
But is fresh water, I know, well, this is the Grenadines.
Fresh water is a problem because we don't have spouting to put the water in the tank, and some of the tank have to clean because there's a salt pan behind me. And after Beryl, there was a lot of muck, real mucky. And even the water was coming in was salt. So you have to clean your house, get rid of all this muck and all these things. Some of the clothes were no more good to wear. And all the sheets, they were no more good because too much of muck from the salt pan. So we just have to throw away a lot of stuff. And the water problem is still is not much of a problem because they drive wrong and they give you a little 2 barrel of water. And you can go right by where they have a little setup where they put a tank and you can go and get some water, filtered water to drink.
But the dry season is coming up, and
we are scared about it because we don't have enough storage right now to put the water. So that will be a problem. I'm praying that we don't get a very bad dry season. We have to pray very hard because it will be a real problem in this island if we have a bad dry season.
We say it's beginning to drizzle. So I heard that whenever it drizzles, I mean, normally this would be a joyous thing in Union Island, but
not right now.
So much anymore.
Not right now, not right now at all. It's one of those things that people say gonna rain again, and they worry about having to mop out once more, placing buckets in corners, and you can't harvest the water to drink. You can't.
The real thing you need it for, you can't do.
Yeah, which is the dry season coming up. And I am hoping that a lot of focus is placed on us having an alternative source of drinking water, because it's a very expensive exercise that government has taken on to be bringing water from St. Vincent by ferry to give to us. It's very expensive, and there are other means which those monies can be used for to do the same thing, which is give us water, create an alternative source of drinking water. The technology which I'm speaking of is one that is being used in Barbados right now.
You're talking about reverse osmosis?
No, this is one that takes water out of moisture out of the atmosphere. They create water that they bottle, and they call it sky water, right? Yeah, it works. You know, it's an easier system to set up. It's a smaller plant. I myself, through our organization, have spoken to the experts on it, and they have given us numbers as to how much they cost, the smaller ones in comparison to the
Tell us
bigger
what the
ones.
numbers are.
The very small remote one, which is just as big as the vehicle that I'm driving, that is to the tune of, I think it's 45,000 US dollars. That can be hooked up to any vehicle and taken anywhere. You start it up and it starts to make water from out of the atmosphere. That's something that you can hook up to someone's tank, leave it overnight, and water is in their tank for the next day. You know, systems like that. You know, and if you use a larger system of that nature, it can be placed on a hill and gravity feed the water down into the village, you know, or into a storage tank.
You can also talk about the schools. Look at the schools. I have heard stories from children who are on the mainland, and they're telling you that it is difficult for them because when they have to get up 6 o'clock and so in the morning to catch the bus to go to school. I heard on some days the population out on Arnesville is up, or other days it is down. And the children are telling you they want to be home. They want to be able to walk to school because they're up there. They have to get up so early to catch the bus, and by the time they reach home again in the evening, it's already dark, and it's something they're not getting accustomed to. Whereas the school here could have been fixed, and the children could have been home with their parents and trying to make the best of the situation.
I see a little boy here. I don't know if he's
That's my son.
your son. Is he going to school in St. Vincent or here in Union
No,
Island?
he's not going to school, in St. Vincent.
He's going to school in St. Vincent?
They go into Carriacou.
They go to school in Carriacou. Have they always been going to school in Carriacou?
No, not always.
So since Beryl?
Not really. Just a year before Beryl.
Do you mind if I ask you why?
Well, he's a little bit slow in school, so my husband decided to carry for a change to see if it will make a difference.
And has it been helping?
Yeah, it's been helping because he don't have the waterfront to be in every minute and fishing in, so.
As a distraction?
Yeah.
Spend Christmas in St. Vincent.
Have you spent a Christmas in St. Vincent before?
Never.
What was it like?
Normal. Didn't really expect nothing great because, you know, it's just them children and my wife for day, and it's not really nobody else, like strangers to say we going by them day or we going by them in the home. We just lie low and we didn't even bake for the Christmas, to be honest. Yeah, just normal thing.
You seem pretty upbeat, pretty positive in your outlook.
Yeah, well, I the breadwinner of the family, and my father never really leave me stranded, so I gotta keep them on the positive motion too.
Well, I normally don't celebrate Christmas, being an Adventist. I'm not into the Christmas season. Every Christmas for over 20-something years, I've been going by my sister and spend the whole day. But this year I haven't been by her because I see doing the CMAS is better than going by her because I can make a little income to help buy the windows because they are only doing the roof and they're not doing windows, and there's a lot of extra work to do. Partition, ceiling, and spouting and different work to do on your house. So instead of going to her, I rather do the CMAS.
And are you optimistic about the new year?
Yeah, I think it will be good. If they continue like how they going, Mr. Waste and his crew, we will by Easter, I guess every house will be done. The pace in which they're going.
What would normalcy look like for you here in Union Island?
Normal
Yeah, what would you consider, I mean, after, you know, you had your life before Beryl and then you have Beryl, what would you consider to be some sort of, you know, making you feel as if, oh, Union Island is a normal place again?
I don't know. I can't even answer that one there. I can't answer that one there.
Are you looking forward to the new year?
Well, hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah. Because I'm a fisherman also too. I end up get damage on my boat and my engine ain't working too properly. You understand? And we basically need an engine to go back out there too. They give us some money the other day, but they still can't compensate to what, you know, we lose.
That's just income support to help you to keep body and soul together.
And I have a house just right up the road, the whole top gone, just the basement remaining.
So the top collapsed?
Just collapsed. Me and my son was there at the time, and he had to run out today.